When coding different projects, you will see the need to apply decision-making logic to them. For example, you would want to print specific message to the user or perform some action when a certain condition is met. In C#, we use conditional statements for this purpose, and this is what we will see in this tutorial. So firstly, we will see the if statement, which specifies a block of code to be executed if a certain condition is met. And we firstly need to write this if keyword here, and inside parentheses, we write an expression which should return either false or true. And inside curly braces, we write the block of code that we need to be executed in case the condition is true. So to illustrate this, I'm just taking an integer variable, naming it age, and storing a value there of 18. And inside the parentheses, I'm writing an expression with this less than operator. So if the age is less than 18, we want to print out to the console a certain message like, I don't know, you are a kid or something. And if I run the project, the age is actually not smaller than 18, not less than 18. So it should print out nothing, basically. Okay, as we can see it here. But now we'll see the else statement, which specifies a block of code to be executed if the condition is not met or the condition is false. So inside the curly braces here and after the else keyword, we write the block of code here that we want to be executed. So I'm just writing here Console.ReadLine, and I'm printing out to the console like, if you're not younger than 18, you're an adult. So the program firstly checks the first condition, and if that's not met, it goes to this else clause. And as we can see on the screen, it's printed out, you are an adult. After the first condition, after the if statement, we can write an else if statement, which specifies a new condition if the first condition was not met. After the first condition was false, the program goes and reads these second conditions that we write here inside parentheses after the else if keyword. So I'm just writing here something like, if age is bigger than, let's say, 65, we want a certain message to be printed out. So I'm writing the code here inside curly braces, and I'm just writing Console.ReadLine, and just like a message, I don't know, you are old. If we try and run the project here, the age is actually 18, so it's still printed out, you are an adult, because the first condition is not met, the second one either, and it goes to this else statement. And if we make it 65 the age, it should still print you are an adult, but if the age would be greater than 65, if the age is 66, you should see the message you are old. This way that we are using here actually is not so convenient with me changing the value of the integer. And what we can do in this case, we can use a more interactive way so that the user can input data using the terminal, and this is done by this Console.ReadLine method. The one problem actually is that this method returns a string, which in our case, if we see the error here, cannot implicitly convert type string to int because we are storing it inside an integer variable of age. And for us to change it, to convert, we have learned typecasting in the previous video, and we can convert the value of this method to an integer with this convert to int32 method. When we input the number to the console, it will be converted from a string actually to an integer, and then it will be stored to this age variable. I'm just writing a message to the console, firstly to tell the user to enter the name, just like to make it more user-friendly. So if I run the project here, we'll see that we have the option to input data in there. So I'm inputting an age, and if I hit enter, we see that it is printed out, you are a kid. If we run the project again and try another age, 76, you are old. What we will see now is we'll see the switch statement. The switch statement we use to select one of many blocks to be executed. So we write the switch keyword, and inside parentheses we write an expression and a variable or an expression, and then inside curly braces we open the curly braces, and there we specify multiple cases. The value of the expression is compared with the values of each case, and if there is a match, the associated block of code will be executed. So here, let me just write what we wrote above. So in case the expression or this age is less than 18, we write there semicolon, and we copy this message from above, this Console.ReadLine, you are a kid, to be executed. And after this code is executed, actually we need to write the break keyword afterwards. The break keyword just basically means that just breaks out of the switch statement. So if the first case is true or is a match, then the program doesn't need to read all of the other cases, but it just breaks out of the loop. It just breaks out of the switch statement with this break keyword here. And down below we'll write the second case if the age is bigger than 65. So I just write case in case the age is bigger than 65. So we just write greater than 65, since the age is specified inside the parentheses. And we write calling, and we just write this message to the console, and don't forget the break keyword. And lastly, we will write, so as we saw above this else statement, we have a similar one here. So in case none of the cases above is met, we write this default keyword here, and here we specify what we want to be executed by default. So if none of the cases above were met or were true, and we write the break keyword again to break out of the switch statement. And all this switch statement here, this code, should be equal to what we wrote above. The functionality should be the same. So let me just delete it firstly and just try to run the project and to try how it works. So if I enter the age of 43, it tells me I'm an adult, as it should, according to what we wrote. If I run the project again and write 66, it tells me that I am old. So these were the conditional statements in C#. We're gonna use them a lot while coding, so we'll see this again. But this was it for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you like the content of this channel and give it a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.